Top of the morning, traders, and happy Thursday, March 12th, and welcome to the most value-packed live trading show, where we live trade, break down charts, cover high-impact events, and talk trader mindset. Hope everyone had a great day yesterday and is ready to kick off another opportunity-filled day. We did have unemployment claims that came in a little lower than anticipated in the previous reading, which is a good sign. But again, the way the market digests the data is up to the market. So coming into the day, don't have that bias or don't have a bias based on the unemployment claims. Just know it's a red folder catalyst, and the market can have a pretty significant reaction to that catalyst. The best practice would be for you to remain patient off the open. Give it maybe 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, maybe the entire hour until you find your setups to let that volatility kind of die down. So off the open, want to pay attention to ATR, want to pay attention to IV, the usual things. We'll look to take advantage of our best setups and see if we can start to expand. If we start to expand within the first 15 minutes, we'll be there. We're contracting. We'll look for grabs of highs and lows, and we'll take it from there. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're officially open. Happy Thursday, Thursday, Thursday. Goal on YouTube, guys, is 100 likes. 100 likes by 10:30. We can do it as you guys are coming in. Make sure to smash the like button if you're a first-time viewer. Make sure to subscribe. Long-time viewers, take the next steps and join our community to capitalize off all the resources. Our pre-market prep stream that we just finished, and we went over the game plan on this morning, okay? We did hit 3,600 subs, guys. That's a big milestone. So, again, I do appreciate the continued support. The goal becomes to see if we can get to 3,650 subs. That's the next psychological level. So I do appreciate the support. I do appreciate you guys showing up. Hopefully you guys are finding value. The best way to capitalize off of this information is to ask questions, is to interact, is to share ideas in the chat and make the chat as active as possible, okay? So let's get started. All right, so right off the open, we're seeing the Dow selling off. The Dow is below that pre-market low. So the first one to give is the Dow below pre-market low, which is at 469.52. SPY's pre-market low is 470.33. Daily open on SPY, 671.15. Daily open on the Qs, 602.97. That's the current price. So I'll get this to show the daily open as well. So right now we're right on all the indexes. As far as TOG, BOG, we'll mark that out as well. TOG, BOG, we'll mark that out as well. Okay, the Dow's below pre-market low, 469.62. Can we hold below that as we continue to sell off? IWM's coming to pre-market low. IWM's coming to pre-market low. So the only ones looking to make moves, okay, are the 5-minute orb army, 5-minute range breakers, right? They're looking. All right, they're looking, maybe assessing the contracts, assessing what entry model they want to apply to the action. Okay, and those are the only ones looking at looking to take those trades at the current moment. SPY gives up that pre-market low. SPY giving up pre-market low here, guys. All right, so I want to see that initial interaction at pre-market low. So far, very minimal activity. I want to see if we can reclaim it. If we retrace, reject, what takes place? We're below POC, 670.94. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Make sure to like the video on YouTube. Poll question for today, bullish or bearish? So far, 67% of the chat is bearish. All right, so all the indexes have already hit pre-market low. Now what we want to do is pay attention to how we interact with it. Do we use that pre-market low as support? Do we use it as a major breakdown and a continued acceleration to the downside? So we're monitoring that situation as we speak. As far as the VIX is concerned, VIX is above 25. We laid out the framework for us to make that continued push lower. The VIX needs to continue to accelerate above 25. It needs to get to 25.50. It needs to continue to push into 26, 26. It needs to hold above 26 and start pursuing 27. It needs to get to 26.50, so on and so forth. Okay, make that gradual push into those highs. As far as where we are in the key zone, we're still in that bounce zone. So if we do get a hammer on the 15 out of this area, when it's all said and done for the first 15-minute candle, all right, if we do get a nice little hammer out of here, it can turn to reclaim. So very, very highly contested spot here. Okay, IV. Let's take a look at the IV here. We're at 33%. That's the new norm. Okay, ATR $1.13. We're at that BOG here. We did gap down. Okay, we're trading below that 50% retrace the quarter and that monthly downside target. Okay, so now the Dow continues to collapse. Dow continues to collapse. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Make sure to like the video as you're coming in on YouTube. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me unlock trading. Good morning, Turbo. Gap down. Thank you for the update. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Probably going to close my two of my 3 puts on the open. Beautiful job, Sancho. Absolutely crushing it with those swings. Good morning, Thesis. Good morning, ERA. 5-minute orb army. If you do trade the 5-minute orb, okay, here it is. So basically a push into the jaws of that gap. That's what it is. And push into the jaws of that gap. Okay. 671.38. Look at that gap down. Okay. G50. Okay, chop, chop, chop. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Arnie. Good morning, Andre. Good morning, guys. If it wants to chop around for a little bit, let it chop around. Let it chop around. Let it take its time. Keep it a close eye on the VIX. If the VIX falls back below 26, okay, I have a nice little key zone right here between that BOG and that daily open. BOG daily open reclaim will look appealing in pursuit of daily downside breaker. On the 15-minute, I want that 15-minute to lean towards being a hammer. We still have 8 minutes left on that. See how the Dow is doing. Let's check on the Dow. Okay, the Dow is still below that the PMA, the PML. Still below that PML. Still below that PML. That first 5-minute candle, nice little hammer. Nice little hammer. Good morning, guys. Nice bounce on the Qs right off of that 50% retrace to weekly and that PML. All right, so all we need to do now is if the Qs can get above VWAP and, of course, the Dow can start to wake up, that would be great. 673. I look at the 673s. If we do break, reclaim that key zone, we fall back below 26 on the VIX. I look at the 673. Calls for that reclaim. Reclaim. For that key zone reclaim. See if the Qs can get back above the VIX. That would help. And see if the Dow can try to work its way to 469.62. 469.62. Okay, Qs are at VWAP. SPYs coming to VWAP. Okay, I want that to hold. We're green on the week, green on the day now. We're flipping green on the day. The only thing down is the Dow. Want to see if we can hold above that level. Want to see a nice hold above it. Okay, this buying high, selling higher. I want to see a nice hold above that. If you took the ripple, you're in. If you're waiting for the hold, if you're waiting for waves, you're waiting. See if you can hold that VWAP at least. See if you can hold that VWAP. See if we can at least get one hold. Instead of just wicking, I want to see if we can hold above that key zone. Okay. See if we get a nice little hold. Continue to push. I like how the VIX is pushing lower, back below 26. Okay. Dial back in. Just dial back in just a little bit and I'll take it. See, we got one more push. Okay, I'll take the calls right there. Okay. And the calls here. Our risk is 670.92. 670.92 is the risk. See if we get that continued push, that'd be great. 10-15% per usual. Want to see that reclaim turns out to be nice and strong. See if we can get at least back into these highs. If it wicks into a shooter, aggressive wick, then we'll get stopped out. So in this case, it's buying high, selling higher. What I don't want to see is a break of this. Okay, don't want to see a break of that. If we close back below 670.92, we'll get out of there. In the meantime, I want to see if the VIX can continue to sell off. Okay, this can just be a little shakeout. Still within my risk. I want to see us recover quickly and turn this into hammer and continue to accelerate. I like how the Dow is starting to reclaim those levels. Okay, continue to push. Create that separation. Okay, so this support needs to hold. Think of it like this. Something along those lines. See if we get a nice push. Go, go, go. If that support breaks, gets violated, we get a close below it, get a close below 670.92. We'll get out of there. So it's our time to go now, guys. See if the Qs can get above that VWAP. See if we can start to go here. No close below 670.92. About 10-15% risk. I want us to create separation away from that VWAP. Okay, critical level here. See if we can stay green on the day. Meaning green from the standpoint of that open. Stay above 671.15. If we close below there, I get stopped out. Okay, I'll close it right there. Okay, couldn't get filled. Gotta be kidding me. Couldn't get filled. So let me cancel the order. Okay, out there. Okay, so stopped out there, first trade. Couldn't get that continued push. Couldn't get that continued push higher. Stopped out. Once this level broke, 670.92. Right. Got back to that pre-market low. That's my risk. Did take some time to get filled. Had to cancel and do it again. The fact that the Qs rejected aggressively, that was a tell. I'm looking at SPY and NYC. Thank you. Good point. Good morning. To be honest, trying to follow you, but why does your chart and candles look different than mine? It's probably because, are you talking about from a color standpoint or from your chart seems slow? My chart seems slower because there's a delay. So there is a 30-second delay. Okay, 30-second delay. 30 to 45-second delay. So that's basically half a 1 minute candle. Okay. So once this support got broken, once we couldn't hold above that VWAP, that was a sign. Okay, now was a sign. Let's check back on, okay, ExxonMobil. See if ExxonMobil can hold that level. XOM. Shockwave not set up yet. That rejection on the Qs was nasty. Now we're at PML. So if you're doing the opposite, you're saying, hey, let me wait for that support to break, VWAP rejection. All right, in this case, you'd be right. So my exact invalidation marker is the opposite setup becoming true. The opposite setup becoming true. We're red across all the indexes now. So see if we can hold below PML. See if we can hold below PML. We do have another break on the other side. Waiting. We do have another break on the other side awaiting us. Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe. PML 670.30, 670.30. Retrace reject on the Dow off that PML. Adobe, we'll take a look at Adobe in just a few. Right, that's why I can't, it's not realistic for me to extend this risk this much, right? And you don't go the other way. Anyone went inverse this idea. If you went the other way, you'll find success. All right, so levels are set. Shockwave is set. ExxonMobil is going. Okay, ExxonMobil is going, guys. ExxonMobil is going. Okay, we're starting to break the other side. I want to see if we can hold below it. Same thing. Okay, retrace, reject. Hold below is what I want to see. Okay, put signal is here. Put signal is here. If you took the puts, see, we got a retrace, reject, get a little bit of a better price. The VIX is out of here. The VIX is out of here. Looking at the, what's the target here? Target is 669.01. Looking at the 668s. So you got one more little push, and I'll take it to the downside. If you took it already, tremendous job. This thing is gone, guys. You can scale out there if you took that TP1 hit. TP1 hit. See if you can come back into this territory. TP1 hit. Look at the VIX. VIX is out of here now. So you get one little bounce, one little bounce, one little bounce. Who's the laggard? Okay, TP1 already hit on the Qs. TP1 already hit on SPY. Looks like IWM is a laggard. I might have to jump to IWM here. Looking at the 247s, 246s. Tesla also hit. ExxonMobil going. Yeah, that was a good. If you took that, that was a good little drop for about 87 cents. I'll be there for retrace reject. Retrace reject will be there. One little push, one little push, one little push into this territory. If you caught that, put a dollar sign in the chat. If you caught that, put a dollar sign in the chat. Tremendous job. So you got a retrace reject off of this. Okay, I want to see a nice shooter there. If it just reclaims it, I'll just let it go. Want to see a nice shooter, nice wick. We'll take it lower. We'll use conservative risk. Same thing. Go further, strike, and see if I can sit through this. All right, I want the VIX to continue to pump. Between that 669.88 and that PML. 669.88, that PML, I just want to make sure they don't want to take this from here all the way to the other side. All right, sometimes they want to just go from one side to the next side. Okay, so, okay, nothing there. Once they hit the target, we went the other way, guys. So if you're able to take that, great job. If you're able to take that, great job. That happened quick, about 3 minutes to hit target. That was fueled off of this failed hold of that level. We saw that nice structural break of that support. Goes to target and now fuels back up the upside. Again, see if you get that reclaim. If we can get that reclaim and hold above that level, all right, I can potentially entertain it. ExxonMobil starting to go. So everything hit that downside target fairly quickly. Okay, everything hit that downside target fairly quickly. So in this case, look how quick that happened. All right, goes to target. Don't take profit. You get stopped out. If you do take profit, right, you can get squeeze double digits out of that. So this is the kind of action we've been seeing, right, from one end to the next, one end to the next. We're back at that VWAP. We are back at that VWAP. QQQ. The 559s, 599s, 600s on Q. Okay, this thing's moving already. So you can pull back just a little bit. Looking at the QQQs here. Trying to find an entry. Qs continue to slide. If a SPY falls back below those lows, I'll go with SPY because Q's already going. Okay, SPY 668s. So you can hold below that low. Failed 2 up. Pre-market low as my risk. Okay, take it right there. Some in the puts there. A little bit near those lows. Right here. Okay, if you did take that, manage accordingly. Didn't get the best fill. But I like how the Qs are dumping. If you took the Qs, if you took SPY, either one. Okay, I need this thing to go to the floor. Don't have the best entry. So I'll use this as my risk. Okay, up 5. Qs are about to hit the floor. Up 7. There we go. Up 8. Up 10. I'm going to take some off right there. At 10, thank you very much. See if you can break that low here. If the runners can continue to run. Up 11, 12. So no close back above this level. Scale out if you need to. Scale out. Scale out if you need to at 12. If you have a better entry, you're up 15. Now I want the Qs to continue to push lower, guys. I want the Qs to continue to push lower and stay below 635. So SPY's at this critical target, right? We can't see a bounce. If we don't see a bounce, we can slice right through it. If we do see a bounce, that is a target, all right? So see if these runners can start to go. I want the Qs to stay below 635. While that continue to push lower. I want this 5-minute candle to continue to drop. We have about 2 seconds left on this 5-minute candle. We have a new 5-minute candle. I want it to go candle under candle, TP hit. Okay, TP hit at 14%. So after TP's hit, right, there's a good chance it can go the other way. We see the nature of how things go. So if you're in runners, manage your runners accordingly. If you're all out, tremendous job. Let me know in the chat. $signs in the chat. Okay, if you're holding runners, if you're babysitting runners, let me know as well. 16. I want us to hold right there. Take some more off right there at 16. Be down to my last one here. So for this last one, I want us to hold below this level. Who's in that? Up 23. Hold below that level. There we go, guys. 25, 26. There we go. There we go. 30. There we go. That's how we do it. That's how we do it, team. Manage accordingly. Stay below that level. 33. We're about to hit target 2. We're about to hit target 2. 34%. 34%. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. VIX is thriving. It's doing what we needed to do in the game plan. If you took the Qs, you're laughing to the bank. All right. The Qs were the one. Do we smash TP2? Okay. I'll be all out there. Okay. At 29. All right. Who took that? Beautiful, 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 beautiful. We've caught the Qs. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Out 15%. There we go, guys. That's how we do it. All right. So scale that at 11, 12, 16, 17, and close out here at second target. All right. So you can see, all right, I'm making the improvements to the system, but I want to get a better entry. So I'm using this as just a guide, not really an entry trigger, right? Because if you're taking those entry triggers here, right? Okay, again, if it's gonna go, it's gonna go. But for me, I like to have those cleaner entries because I'm going for precision. If you're using 1 DTs, 2 DTs further dated contracts, you can just take it at face value. All right, that'll be included in the documentation. But if you're using zeros, you're going to have to get the best entry. Okay? All right? So Qs went. Even ExxonMobil went the other way. So if you took ExxonMobil, right, to the upside, hit target. Off that 150-181 bounce, we talked about that. And we talked about Tesla as well. Okay? So it's not possible for me to catch all three, right? To be honest, that's not my expertise. Right? Kind of when I'm looking at a lot of tickers, I kind of feel divided. Right? So that's why I like to focus on one ticker, but I'll bring those opportunities to your attention. Tesla, get the break, hits TP, puts once again, hits TP. All right? Well, what the tell was the Qs, right? The Qs, as soon as the Qs started to break, right, we jumped into SPY, but if you could take the Qs as well. Anyone still babysitting runners? If you are, manage accordingly. Good, good, good. Still holding 2 runners, down to 1 runner. Beautiful job, hero. Anyone else? 100% Fido. This idea is not possible if I don't manage risk here. Right? So what I mean by that is, okay, I take this, I define risk, allocate risk, I'm wrong. So I'm not going to hold through all this for the sake of being right. Okay? And more than likely, even if it's a lotto, I don't think my risk is going to be 261, to be honest. All right? But that's the risk. That's the area. If it's wrong, if the support breaks, we can start to break down, therefore, invalidation marker, and then we start sliding to the downside. Okay? That's how we do it, guys. So again, be careful at these targets. Right, at these targets, we can start to see some pressure. The better entry is actually that retrace reject off the PML. Okay, the textbook entry was retrace reject off PML. This was the reaction to PML, retrace reject, and I had that follow through. All right, the first thing we said this morning was let's monitor the relationship we're going to establish with that PML. Anyone else? Okay, look where we're bouncing off of targets. Okay. Stopped out here, worked out beautifully here. Beautiful job, Ghetto Fab. P cut of 4, got in late, but made a small green. Make sure you're taking profits. Okay, if you don't take profits, market will. All right, market will punish greed. The market will punish greed. Been here in the community for almost a month, and not even a single day I felt that I made a mistake coming in here. I've been viewing and learning from other similar YouTube channels, but it is very different. I like your honest approach and your analysis and your humbleness in admitting you're right or wrong. Thank you for the education. I promise you'll have more subscribers soon. I'm going to talk about your channel to everyone. For those on YouTube listening, the premium Discord, 100% appreciate your words. Narrow. Okay, so again, real traders, guys, having real impact. Again, when you jump in, we're just here, or the tools are here to help you bring the profitability out of you. There's nothing I can sell you. There's nothing I can give you to make you profitable. Okay, there's no secret sauce. There's no formula I can provide you. All I can try to share is frameworks. All I can try to share is all these different things, along with trade ideas, along with going through the whole routine from the very morning all the way to the very close, so you can also do the same thing. All right? But educational resources, all available. So I do appreciate that, guys. If you're in the community for some time, all right, leave a review on Gumroad. Not Gumroad, WAP. All right? So I do thank you. And we're not going anywhere anytime soon, guys. All right? So this is what we're here to do. So slow and steady is the growth. Slow and steady, I argue, is the fastest way to get anywhere. Okay, so I do appreciate that, and that keeps me going as well. So thank you. All right, folks on YouTube, smash the like button. Next idea. So now we know that we have went to the 2 targets. We continued to push. We took it to target 1. We got the target 2. Close out last piece there. Now we're back above those levels. Now the question becomes, okay, what do they want to do? Do they want to inverse head and shoulder out of here to potentially get that reclaim? Okay, if they do, I'll be there. All right, if they do, I will be there and start to work our way into jaws that gap. But let's lay out the criteria for that. All right, for that to take place, all right, let's lay out the criteria. More than likely, these things need to be true. Okay, Q's above VWAP. Okay, of course, us above VWAP as well. But okay, Q's above VWAP. Okay, the Dow trading above 469.62 at minimum. The more separation it creates from that, the better. But at minimum, above 469.62. And third criteria is we need a break below 26 on the VIX and acceleration to 25.50. If those three things become true, we get that break, we get that reclaim, I should say. Okay, we find nice combinations to enter the trade. We'll be there for it. All right. Matter of fact, now the Dow is starting to wake up. So there were 3 names we were paying attention to today. Of course, ExxonMobil bounced off 151.81, downward compression. Adios. I mean, what more do we want than this? Right? We have to ask ourselves, when something goes and returns back to where it started, we cannot be upset. I mean, what more do we want than an 87-cent move on ExxonMobil? Okay, which is a stock that's under $200. All right. So if none of these things are true, all right, wait until second shift. That's the only way I'll take that expansion to the upside. Because let's go back for a quick second here. All right, we were talking about the importance of this area for ideas. Okay, so we did take advantage of this, but not to the extent where it went all the way there because buyer stepped in. They're trying to, buyers are trying to reestablish a base. They're having a hard time. That they're putting up a fight. Off of the lows, they're putting up a fight. They are putting up a fight. Okay, so let's see if we get a nice collision with those waves. Textbook EMA. We get engulfing candle on all three. That could be a nice push to the downside. A continuation above 26. That'd be good as well. That's what we want to see. You can see we have the waves here. Nice double top there. If we can go triple top, that'd be good. We kind of just dipped into it slightly to pursue the lows of this candle. Right, if we do get that nice rejection. All right, 10:05. Again, keep the quality high, guys. All right, don't overtrade. Folks on YouTube, smash the like button. Let's get the likes up. 100 likes is the goal. All right, let's get the likes up. Make sure to subscribe. We hit 3,600 subs, so I do appreciate the support. All right, but continue to like, continue to subscribe. We'll do the giveaway and share as well. All right, share. Okay, we have 100 plus people, 30 likes. Okay, do me a favor, hit the like button. Anyone else, guys? Anyone else? Adobe, we'll take a look at some chart requests at 11 o'clock. So if you have any chart requests, put in the chat. Maybe I have to create a queue for all chart requests, and we'll do top-down analysis on that particular name. Right? And it doesn't matter what the name is, as long as it has price history. All right? We'll do the technicals on it. As long as it has price history, we'll do the technicals on it. So if we continuously gravitate towards this. Okay, this is the risk here. Okay, we continue to gravitate towards this PML. So double top off PML. Okay, nice rejection off 670.77. Maybe inverse out of here. I don't see that inverse. Neckline, double top. Potential right shoulder in this area. Take a look at our neighbors. So, IW is above VWAP. So IW is actually leading the way here, guys. IW is leading the way. The Dow, surprisingly, is trying to break those highs as well. Okay, IW might be the first one in the lead. Take a look at IW. Oh, that's the Dow, actually. IW is right here. IW is right here. The Dow is the one that's leading the way. Tesla, what a collapse on Tesla. What a $2 collapse. Exxon continues to go. Another bounce out, 151.81. If you took IW, stopped at IW as a scalp, did it hit target to the downside? This does look a little flaggy. on the 5 slightly. On the Qs looks a little flaggy. So we're basically back at that PML. So if you're just jumping, we did take 2 trades. First trade stopped out. Couldn't get that continued push higher. Did see a little bit of green, nothing significant for us to close out. A bigger picture idea was we wanted to see a nice break about that, nice break above that, nice reclaim, expansion, continue push. All right, we couldn't get it. Our line in the sand was 670.92. That's our risk. Had a hard time getting out of the position. Right, couldn't get filled initially, but still have to get out of the position. And of course, we were able to catch this nice little drop to the downside. Okay, so one stop out, one worked in our favor. But the biggest takeaway is if we don't get stopped out here, if we don't respect our risk here, right, it will be very difficult for us to take advantage of any other opportunities, because it's almost like you're preoccupied, right? You're preoccupied. Your mental, unless it's part of your plan, right? But my plan is not. This is not my part of my plan. The risk, this one is not part of my plan, so I can't entertain both those things. If this was part of my plan, maybe I can entertain both those things. But if it's outside the scope of your plan, right, you have to cut it. Okay? It's okay to be wrong. Doesn't mean you're a terrible person. All right? You have to get comfortable with being wrong, and with the frequency of being wrong, you can't control. It changes. But when you are wrong, don't be wrong for long. Literally. Do not be wrong for long. Don't stay in the trade longer than your defined risk. It's very easy to do that, very tempting to do that. We've probably got bailed out a few times by doing that as traders, but I promise you guys that's not best practice. The market will bail you out a few times, and then when you get comfortable, we'll take you out. Okay? We'll take you out. So we're just chopping in the middle of this high traffic area. We do have a nice little downward compression. We're fueling off of this support. Do we start to wake up, and do we start to get into the jaws of this push higher? So the question is, of course, we have this high up here. So in this case, this would be an expansion. Right? If you're taking the break at this point, it's an expansion. If you're taking some setups internal to this range, and you get that break of this for that continued push, you're taking it before it gets into that expansion territory. Okay. Tesla's starting to wake up. ExxonMobil's moving nicely. Any other names? Let's see. All right, we're starting to wake up here. Okay, see if we can hold above that level on the 15. If we can reclaim 671.30. Okay, we're back above where we started, and we're basically almost back in that reclaim territory. Okay, so in this case, take this off. We're doing conservative again, about 44-cent risk, 88-cent target. Okay. Again, we set the parameters, we set the guidelines for what we want to see when we do get up there. So all those things need to be true. If those 3 things are not true, then we cannot take it. You can see, okay, market sync, mixed. Okay. 1 up, 3 down, VIX up, all mixed. Yep. Is there a set number of points you give? So it depends, right? So since we're trading options, the nature of options varies. What I mean by that is the speed at which we're moving varies. But if you just want to use a general guide, right? You can use something along the lines of ATR, right? So say for instance, we're moving $1.24 per 5-minute candle, right? If we're in that expansion territory, if we're moving that fast, maybe use half the ATR. All right, something that makes sense to you, something that you can use the ATR as a dynamic stop. Or if what I do here is I take the size of the range, okay, the size of the range, and base the risk, base the reward based on the size of the range and based on the ATR. So every day is going to be different. If you noticed yesterday, look how small and tight the range was. So it didn't take a lot for us to hit targets. On some other days, okay, look how wide the range was. So look how far the triggers are from the target. So it automatically adjusts dynamically. So it's not going to be fixed every day because our ATR is different every day. It could be similar. There's times where it's seasonal and it moves, say 75 cents during that particular week or during that particular month, but the exact calculation will be adjusted automatically. So yesterday my stops, so that maybe the stops, the ATR was wide, right? ATR was wide, and the stops were tight. It's almost like this: if we're moving $1.18 per 5-minute candle, and my stop is 10 cents, unless I'm super precise, there's on my entry, there's not a lot of wiggle room for me to utilize. Another banger for Sancho, guys. Beautiful job. $1,500 for Sancho. Look at that, guys. Folks on YouTube. All right, one of our great members stuck to his process. All right, that is awesome to see. And continues to rinse, repeat, refine. Rinse, repeat, refine. Rinse, repeat, refine. Anyone watching that flag? That flag under VWAP? Do we have any flag? People watching that bear flag on the Qs and SPY. The Dow actually is at the highs of the day. The Dow is actually at the highs of the day. 601.48. If we can hold below that on POC, I can show some signs. That'd be great. We came into this double top territory. We came into this resistance. Now, okay, rejection. Do we have enough fuel off that rejection to get below these lows and continue? If we do that, we get a nice engulfing candle. All right. Nice engulfing candle. The downside, we're about 13 minutes away. So pay attention to 670.14. 13 minutes away from the conclusion of first shift. If it goes engulfing, that'll be encouraging. Only thing now is we need the VIX to bounce off 26. A minute 48 left. Again, this is highly correlated with our relationship we've been establishing with this PML. Okay, nice engulfer here. I'll look at the 667s once again. So you get a nice little hold below that. Nice hold. If you took the break already, great job. Just manage accordingly. So you can come back to 666, 670, 14 territory. I want the VIX to start to bounce. If you can hold there, I'll take it again to the downside. See, one little bounce. One little bounce to reduce that price. I like that nice engulfing candle on the 5. Just get one little bounce. One little bounce. Come on. If you took it below that 670.14, you're already in profit. Manage accordingly. Okay, manage accordingly, guys. Okay, I'll take it right there. So I'm in the puts. Again, kind of a late entry once again. My risk is going to be this PML. Okay, risk is PML. Don't get back above 670.14. My trade is more like this. So now I want to see a continuation of this 5-minute sell-off. Break those lows, continue to expand. So mine is like this, essentially. I like how the VIX is bouncing out that 26. So you can let this ride out. This further strike. Stay below POC. Like how the Qs are selling off as well. Okay, if you did take this, manage accordingly. Okay, there we go. Up 6, up 7. Scale out. I'll scale out some right there at 7. See if I can take this the rest of the target. Okay, 9. Okay, take some more off right there at 12. Down to last one and see if that can really go. Okay, see if that can really go now. All right, not the best entry once again, okay? But need that to break below, 669.01. If it can, we'll be good to go. We'll take it to the floor. You're going to take that once again. If you took that once again, put a $ in the chat. Flag, nice flag break. Again, late entry, a little late to the party. But better late than never, right? Better late than never. The Qs are collapsing as well. Synchronized selling across the board. TP where you need to, guys. Scale out already took place. Okay, if we close back above that 669.66, I'll close out. Excuse me. I'll close out. See buyers trying to step in. Buyers are fighting. They are fighting. Last thing we want to see is this 5-minute candle go hammer. Don't want to see that 5-minute candle go hammer. Okay, so this would be my risk. This would be my fine line in the sand. Right there. 682, no close. Not 680, 669, 66, 66, yeah. If we close above here, we'll close out. I want to see a nice retrace reject, right? Retrace reject. Don't want to see a reclaim. Don't want to see a reclaim here. NC. All right, so if I had a better entry, maybe I could have had a better percentage return, but already scaled out at 9 and at 12. Okay, so as long as you don't close above NC, no 1-minute close above it, we'll see if we can take this to target. If we close back above it, then we'll let it be. How we doing, guys? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? Beautiful job trailing stop, Lynn. Good, good, good. Beautiful job. You guys caught that again? And don't caught that on YouTube. Let this thing fall off a cliff, smash right through that at 669.01. Smash right through 669.01. That'd be great. Probably a nice little flag on the 1 would be great as well. All right. A lot of things would be great. Okay. See if we get that nice little break. Nice little flag break. Get into 669.01. Get it close below it. We can start rocking and rolling. Again, make sure you scaled out already. All right, if you're looking to take those profits. All right, this is just for babysitting, for my babysitters on the team. So let's set the stage. The last thing we want to see is we don't want to see a hammer on the 5. Last thing we want to see, we don't want to see a hammer on the 5 in the next 5 seconds. So we want to try to get this close of this 5-minute candle as close as possible to those lows. Okay, I'll close. Last one right there. Okay, we went 2 down, 2 up reversal. Okay. You can't go retrace, reject off of it. But okay, if it starts to go back up, don't want to sit through that. All right, so same kind of idea here. Again, both of them could have improved on the execution, but still able to extract on both. So that's 3 trades during first shift. Okay, 3 trades during first shift. 2 worked in our favor. 1 stopped out. All right, and that'll be enough trades for first shift. Maybe we'll look for one more trade during third. But the main thing is, guys, if you're green, stay clean. The objective is, if you're after red day, to be green. That is the primary objective. All right, just like to shake me out there. Anyone still in this? If you're still in this, if you're on babysitting duty after taking profits, just know where your NC is, your no close, and let it ride out. All right, so the main thing is, guys, the protocol for strikers, okay, is after a red day, the primary objective becomes by any means necessary. It doesn't matter if it's $1, if it's $2, if it's 2,000, if it's 100,000, right? Once you become green, you're done for the day. All right, because what you're doing is you're positioning yourself for the following day. All right, so what happens now is your brain needs to see a bounce back. So what's worse than a red day? What's worse than a red day? Okay, red days happens, but what's worse than that is a day that was green that goes to red. All right, so if you're at that point right now, guys, make sure to shut it down. Make sure to completely size down. Okay? And make sure to do what you can, because tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow's Friday. All right? So if you took any of those last 2 ideas, you should be in good position. TP hit. So just waiting for me to exit. Trend was still intact. All right? This thing might go to the floor. This thing will probably go to the floor. Still in runner, up 36%. Beautiful job, Matt. Again, make sure to pay the trader on your way, guys. All right? So once you're in those runners, have fun with the runners. You can exercise your greed with the runners. Just know where your trailing stop is. Okay? And make sure to like the video, guys. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. We have 120 plus people joining us this morning. If you're a first-time viewer, let us know where you're joining from. Long-time viewers, make sure you're subscribed. And all the viewers, all 120 of you, make sure to hit the like button. We'll do a giveaway. We will do a giveaway. All right. So here, I can wrap up here. Okay, we can wrap up here as well. If you're green, that's the main thing but the thing is, I want you to see how that flag break took place. Okay. I want you to, not only the trades, I also want you to make sure that you're learning the technicals as well. yesterday, our team was, again, based on the poll, that's all I can base it on. All right, 55%. 55% green. That's a little bit below our average. Right? So that means about 44%, 45% of our team was red. Right? So now in that case, okay, the very next day, 45% of the people that did vote, your primary objective is to be green. And look at that, guys. Nice drop. Okay, 2 TPs hit. It was just waiting for me to exit. He's waiting for me to exit. All right, but anyways, that's how we do it. Bounce, bounce, bounce back. Who's still holding? Who's still holding? This thing's going to the floor. All right, and the thing is, that's why you need to trust the system. You need to trust the system that's being built. Okay, you can't give up on the system that's being built. The Shockwave 15, yesterday, if you got stopped out, all right, you followed the parameters of the risk. Today, you come back. You let yesterday be yesterday. All right? It gives you the opportunities. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So it's very important to have that resilient mind as a trader. You can't carry things over to the next day. You can't carry things over from one trade to the next, good or bad. Once you exit the trade, that particular exchange is complete. Until you're over that exchange, okay, there's no reason for you to take another trade. Okay, it's almost like you're bringing relational baggage to your next trade. Okay, the next trade does not care about the previous trade. What you did, how much you got, how much you lost. That's only going to hinder that's only going to hinder you in your next trade, not the trade itself. Okay? So if you go back to yesterday, all right? Again, there were TPs. Okay, there were TPs, of course, but say if you just kind of couldn't execute quick enough. All right, let's just say we just didn't work in your favor. You were all over the place, but you were able to manage risk at least. Come back the next day, refresh mind, new day, new opportunity. Here you go. Okay? That's why we start everything with new day, new opportunity every single day. All right? If someone goes 100%, let me know, guys. Anyone goes 100%, let me know. I want to see the first person to get 100%. I still didn't get that close in this area. So technically, I could have still been in that, but woulda, coulda, shoulda. My primary objective for me today was after red is to come back the next day green. And this time it took 3 trades to do it. All right, sometimes it takes me 1, and then if I get that 1, I'll be done. All right, it took me 2, it took me 3. Okay, it took me 3. And that's the prime objective. 71%. Beautiful job, Matt. There we go. 3 trades, 1 loss, 2 profit. Beautiful job, guys. All right. Being a SPY striker is all about being resilient. Okay, it's about being resilient. It's about having that right mindset to overcome adversity. We always go back to that Mike Tyson quote. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. I have a plan. I have a pretty game plan with nice squiggly lines. I got my VIX levels. I got everything going. I got, hey, you know what, my key zones. Okay? Nice, beautiful plan. Market opens up. It punches you in the face. What do you do? Same thing, guys. All right? But the only difference is we're in a 5-round fight. Okay, we're in a 5-round fight. It's not just a 1-round fight. It's not a 1-round bout. The market can knock you out in 1 round. But we have to understand that we have to play defense. We have round 1 Monday, round 2 Tuesday, round 3 Wednesday, round 4 Thursday, round 5 Friday. Number 1 rule in boxing is keep your hands up at all times. Number 1 rule in trading is Manage risk at all times. If you put your hands down, you're going to get knocked out. If you let your guard down as far as your risk management protocols are concerned, you're going to get wiped out. But you don't need to win every single round to win the fight. Okay, split decision is still a victory. Sometimes can you have that one day where you knock the market out and be done for the rest of the week? Absolutely. Sometimes can it just be, you know what, you're on fire that entire week? Absolutely. But don't forget, if you're a trader, you have a fight next week as well. All right, so we're constantly in this fight. All right, so we have to make sure that we do those things. And if you're able to get one round up on your opponent, close the round strong. Right? So using the boxing analogy, if you're down one round and the next round you're winning the first minute and 30 seconds, right? You probably want to stay on the outside. You want to throw your jabs, stay on the outside, okay? Roll away from your opponent's power hand. You don't want to get into a phone booth type of fight. And then when the round is done, you go back to your corner and you come back the very next round and make the proper adjustment. So that is the same kind of mindset it takes, guys. Same kind of mindset. It's nothing new. It's the same thing. Okay, so again, two targets hit. Again, that's TP1. If you took it, great. I took it on the scale out. Beautiful job, guys. Beautiful. Done for the day. Beautiful job, Hero. Anyone else done for the day? So we might have finished the entire day within an hour, guys. All right? That's the goal. Keep in mind, the goal is to do more with less. The first 2 hours, all right, that's the mantra of being a spy striker, right? 1 hour, one ticker, one consistent result. Beautiful job, Matt. If you're done for the day on YouTube, put done. If you're just jumping in, we took 3 trades. 1 trade stopped out. 2 trades worked out beautifully. Okay, help us get 3,620 subs. 3,620. 3,620 subs. That's the goal for today. So much winning. All right, let first shift wrap up. To be honest, I wasn't even looking to take a trade in first shift after this, but it was there. All right. So let us know you did in the first hour. First shift is complete. First shift has been complete since, let me put my... Okay, after that last little breakdown here, right there. All right. Okay, beautiful job, Freddie. Good. Hourly falling off a cliff. Okay, VIX 26 to 27 was the protocol. All right. If you recall, that was the protocol. Boom, break above 26, 27. Just because it breaks the first time or it breaks the second time, we need the other things to be true as well. All right. A lot of times, I'll break this down in the advanced boot camp. All right. People are using their tools the wrong way. All right. So we'll break that down in the advanced boot camp coming up. The exact system, the exact strategy, how to front run, how to take the scalps, how to time those reversals. Okay, all those different things. Retrace, rejects, all my setups, all right? Still working on when to exit green, but could have seen greener. New, trying to be consistent. Yeah, so in the beginning, guys, don't worry too much about how much you're green for. Just try to see green more than you see red. Okay? Try to see more green than red. And try to get into the habit of trying to have less red from the amount standpoint. Reduce the red. All right, in the beginning, you're still going through you're just getting into trading. I remember the first few months, okay, first few quarters of me trading. Once the numbers start to move, right, your emotions move with the numbers. That's normal. But the longer you do it, right, the more mature you become as a trader, the more you get used to the job. Okay. So again, what are we bouncing off of? Another target. So we grab first shift's lows, see if we can get that continue to push higher. Done for the day. Good morning. Crude up to 95. Yep, crude continues to push. That was the tell, right? Crude is actually a little bit delayed. See if crude can continue to push higher. I wanted crude to break simultaneously with the VIX, but the crude is pushing higher. So what are we looking at, guys? Retrace rejects. Remember the cues? Retrace reject off of these two areas. That's exactly what took place. So if you're using the 15 for the data contracts, you definitely want to tune into the pre-market prep program. Okay, retrace reject there. No retrace reject on the down. No retrace. Yeah, we got a retrace reject on the retrace reject on the down of that monthly downside breaker. Okay. SPY. Somewhat of a no retrace reject on SPY. We didn't get back to 673.34. IW, no retrace reject. Bitcoin back below 70K. Bitcoin back below 70K. All right. Let's take a look at the likes, guys. Make sure to like the video. If you're a first-time viewer on YouTube, put a 1 in the chat. 1's in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a first-time viewer. Okay, 100 likes to go, guys. Let's get to 100. Let's get to 100. Beautiful job, Fido. Anyone else done? Anyone else done? Welcome, Tony. If you're a first-time viewer, put 1. If you're a second-time viewer, okay, second-time viewer, put 2. Second-time viewers, put 2. Yeah, this is the channel for you, Tony. So we live trade SPY. We provide commentary, trade ideas, Q&A, community, all the good stuff, SPY, right? As well as QQQ, IWM, and a handful of names. But we primarily focus on SPY. Tesla's gone, guys. Good night, Tesla. Tesla, beautiful retrace reject on Tesla. Okay. Look at that. 402.11 retrace reject. Boom. Complete breakdown. That's after the fact that it broke that. After the fact we got the put signal there. Okay. The put signal came in at exactly 9:51. 9:51. So again, the signal is just I'm gonna change it from saying puts or calls. I'm gonna just say it from a bearish to bullish because it's just a suggestion of momentum, right? That is telling you it's an extra layer of confirmation. People say you can trade with $20. Tell me how. If you had to trade with $20, lottos. That's the only thing, right? There's no real risk management if you're trading $20. Like for example, okay, I'll give you an idea. And you're probably gonna have to trade, okay? If you're gonna trade $20 or if you're gonna trade small amount, your window, if it's under $50, your window, unless you want to go so far out the money, your window is not 9:30 to 12 o'clock. Your window is actually from 2:30, okay, to 4. Okay, to close, I should say. That's where you're gonna find those opportunities if you have $20. All right, but you have to know you have to know what you're doing though. All right, you have to know what you're doing. You have to know what you're looking for at that particular time, because you know why? The contracts are cheaper. They're moving a little faster. Right? That's your window. In the morning, the contracts are starting off at the most expensive price of the day. Okay? Based on the IV, based on the amount of value that they have. The closer they get to the close, the quicker they lose value. So in that case, you want to leverage the fact that they're losing value if you have a very, very tiny small account. That's what I would say. Outside of that, $20, there's nothing to do. So I'm not sure who's saying you can do something with $20. Right? Is it possible? Anything is possible. Okay, you have to ask yourself, is it possible versus is it probable? All right. So I'm not here to limit anyone from doing anything, but is it probable? Look at that, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Something just got into the market. Okay, look at that. Wow. Okay. Look at that. What are we bouncing off of? Third target. We're headed back towards 26. Is there some news? Let's pull it off. Look at the time and sale, guys. Time and sale speeding up. Time and sale speeding up. Let's take a look at crude. Crude falling off a cliff. 95 rejection. It's at 94.40. Selling off aggressively here on the 15. Everything starting to pump. They just hit buy. Everyone just hit buy. All right. They just say, you know what? Forget about it. We're going to just buy. This is legit if we can get below 26 and continue to push lower. Guess what level we're back at? We're back at this PML. This PML has been a magnet. All right, so just imagine if you're a trader, you're up about. So if you're up here, I was up about 11-12% there, late entry. Okay. On the last scale out here, let's say 25 to 35. Here, let's say 55 to 75. If you don't take profit because you want more, you're on 100 or you're on 200. You give every single penny back. On top of that, you gave your time. All right, your time's not coming back. The amount of time you set in that trade is gone, not coming back. Joining from Utah. We have a great trader from Utah in our group as well, on our team. Utah, financial capital of the West. Was that just a nice little pump and dump? Oh my, guys. The manipulation starts. So be careful, guys. Be careful, be careful, be careful. If you're done, be done. I will be done as well. I'd love to click more buttons. But the responsible thing is to be done. Okay, the responsible thing is to be done. Especially coming off right yesterday. Okay. Look at that wick comes into VWAP. So we either fall here, new lows, or we recapture monthly lows. That pre-market low, 670.33, has been a brick wall. Between 670.33 and 670.77, right? Very tough. So another, look at that, guys, another put signal. Right at this point, I mean, they're just towing with traders, right? So this one, TP hit right away. TP hit right away. Did anyone go for the three-peat? Okay, anyone go for the three-peat? Okay, turbo. I went for the two-peat, three-peat. Beautiful job, turbo. What a shake and bake. So whether we fail here, either we fall here at new lows, or we recapture monthly lows, mean reversion of the candle. I haven't explored the channel completely. Do you share your indicators? So I will have some indicators that do come with with the Discord membership, right? But this one will be of course, if you're in the Discord, you'll get a discount, but this one will be up for grabs because this one is plug and play. All right, this one is plug and play, and it literally over time will, if done properly with the video, I'll pair with this indicator and the the instructional manual. If done properly, right, you can consistently. It will pay for itself, to say the least. It will pay for itself and more. All right. So the one I'll make available for the for our community is the one that does the key levels automatically. So I'm still working on that one, but I want to get this released. Again, putting the finishing touches on this. A couple of more things will be added, continuously refining how those signals are generated. Okay. But I want to get this released in Q2. Okay. So fresh quarter, you have a new tool, right? You have to know when to use the tool. I'll show you how to properly use it, when to use it. There'll be a video that comes with it. There'll be an instructional manual that comes with it. Okay? And it's a tool to help you. It's a tool to help you make decisions, make data-driven decisions. Okay? So we have a educational community, all right? We have a Discord community. I don't provide alerts, right? There's no alerts for me to give you. All I can do is point out the things I'm doing. All I can do is point out some areas of opportunity and bring it to your attention, right? And so my job becomes, okay, or my goal is, all right, to get you up to speed learning. Okay, so you do the learning part. So now, when the ideas, okay, so we'll do this. Learn. Okay, so learn. So the educational tools are there. The stream is a form of education. It's a live course. It's a live. It's basically a lecture every day. It's a daily lecture, and here's our classroom. All right. So you learn through the lives. If you're an accelerated learner, you take the courses. All right, in the community. And then when you do the learning, when you start to find the system that suits you based on the things you learn, you can better interpret the ideas. Okay, you can better interpret the ideas and say, hey, this one aligns with the things that I like to do. This one doesn't. That's the goal. And then now for you to be able to generate your own ideas, for you to be able to identify your own ideas, that's the ultimate goal. That can't be done through alerts. Because when someone gives you an alert, you don't know the context of what their risk is. You don't know what their hold is. Because some alerts, okay, most alerts, I would say, the entire alert industry, right, is designed for sizing to zero. What I mean by that is it's either the alert hits or the entire position is gone. And now even to take an alert, you have to be able to interpret that alert. Okay? Just to giving a level is not good enough. Context is key. All right, so that's how we like to run our program. Right, so get you up to speed on the education. That's why we did the 4 getting started day trading series boot camps to make sure the foundation is set. Pair that with the live stream. Pair that with the trade ideas. Pair that with everything else. And then now you start going down that path of self-discovery as a trader. You may say, hey, you know what? I like EMAs. I love EMAs. I only like to trade VWAP. Perfectly fine. I like to have RSI on my chart. I like to have MACD on my chart. Perfectly fine. Right? So you have to go through that journey of self-discovery because it's not a one-size-fits-all type of approach. Okay? Not one size fits all and everyone has to fit in this box. Is you utilize the system that works for you, but the framework behind the system, the mindset behind the system has to be the same. Regardless of what you trade, you're going to have a certain level of risk management. You're going to have a rule set. You're going to have regularly take profit. So those things are universally true. But how you trade and how you look for opportunities, that's when you start getting creative. That's when your creativity comes in. But you can't get creative. You can't turn into an artist unless you understand the mechanics and you understand the science. Right? So we always say that, hey, you know what? It goes from being a science to an art. If you really are a scalper, you know there's more art to execution and entry than there is science. Okay? Timing is an art. Okay? Timing is an art. But first you have to understand it from the mechanical standpoint. All right, but you cannot start turn into an artist and start drawing pictures everywhere on your chart unless you know the fundamentals. Unless you have you become a master of the fundamentals. Okay, so master the fundamentals. Something as simple as support, resistance. Don't overlook those things. Okay, something simple as when are EMAs applied? What is the calculation? What is the difference between the EMA and SMA? What is VWAP? Why is it important? Okay, understanding the in and outs of candlestick anatomy. What it means. Understanding the supply demand, the battle, the tug of war between bulls and bears. So what do these candles really reflect? Right, that's the most important part. And then on top of that, you start discovering what works for you. Just like how Price likes to go through a process called price discovery. Okay, right? You do the same thing as a trader. As price discovers itself, you discover your trade. You discover yourself as a trader. All right, but we do have a Discord community. If you're looking to join. That's available, pinned in the chat. All right, use the code TRIAL30. So just chopping around this territory. Okay, we got a nice little drop once again. Back below 669.89. That's been money all day. 3-peat. Okay, so it happened 3 times. I'm looking for bounces. We have that weekly open right there at that 666.41. We have second shift lows down here. We're starting to stall in this territory. We have a high, we have a high, we have a high. All those highs are lower than the prior high. We have a low, we have a low. All those lows are lower than the prior low. So we're in a downtrend. So until that structure is shifted or something internally shifts, right? We are in a bear cycle. That doesn't mean you can't. When you're in a bear cycle, it doesn't mean just take puts here. It doesn't mean just take puts because we're in a bear cycle. You have to know when to take puts, how to take puts, and what to look for before taking puts. Can you take calls in a bear cycle? Yes. You have to know where to take calls, how to take calls, and what areas to look for the calls in the bear cycle. Okay. As we chop around, we're seeing VIX chop around as well. Let's get to 100 likes, guys. 100 likes, 100 likes. That's the goal. I'll be done for the day. Okay, I'll be done for the day. Okay. If you're new, make sure to get caught up on the episodes. I haven't been able to make the compilation of the weekly trades past few weekends. I've been busy. Right, I'll look to do that. I'll see if I can do it this weekend. No guarantees, but it does take time to go through all the videos and cut those things out and put it in. So again, if you want, go back and watch the last two. It's a great way to recap the week. We haven't done for the past few weeks. Okay. We're inside on the hourly. Okay. Top of the hour hourly candle inside. Keep that in mind. Top of the hour hourly candle inside. The Bitcoin is below 70K. Gold is about to break below that hourly low. Crude is still, it's in that 95 neighborhood. It didn't take out those highs and expand, but it's close. And we're starting to see the VIX starting to pick up some speed here. See if the VIX can start working its way back to 27. It's already bounced off that 26. It's kind of caught in the middle. Okay, see if it can start to work its way back to the upside. If we get any alerts on the Dow, the Q SPY, IWM, that alert is based off the break of that hourly. Okay, so if you hear any bells or whistles, okay, that means the hourly has broke on that particular ticker. And make sure you're utilizing alerts, guys. Utilizing alerts. Sometimes you're paying attention to a level, you forget. And break below those lows. I want to see the VIX break above those highs. Okay, 100 likes by 12 o'clock. 100 likes by 12 o'clock, we'll do the giveaway. So we've been on a streak of getting 100 likes, I think for now 10, 15 episodes. So let's continue. Let's keep that streak alive. We get there, we'll do a giveaway. I think we came short yesterday because we had that abbreviated stream. Okay. Chop, chop, chop. Chop, chop, chop. We'll take some chart requests at 11:30. Starting to see some movement here. That's Tesla. A good friend Tesla. Let's go look. Let's see what we got going on. Tesla's trading below that weekly downside breaker. Tesla's trading below that weekly downside breaker. That's SPY actually, not Tesla. What's moving? GLD down 1%. FNGD up 3%. Netflix. Okay, Netflix came to 100. Came close to 100. Right, got that rejection. ExxonMobil. Okay, look at that, guys. Hits 3 targets. WMT. A couple of stop outs on WMT. It finally goes, takes off, hits target. Apple. Apple was also a nice breakdown there. Was inside on Apple. Could have went either way. Breaks those lows, continues to push. Google. Good night. Palantir. Nice breakdown below those lows. Hits target. Retrace, reject. Doesn't hit target. Calls. Doesn't hit target. Tesla. Right. Of course, that was one of the ideas. Apple and Tesla were on the list today. Amazon. So Amazon is nearing those lows of the day. And Amazon did retrace reject off that key zone. Okay, that key zone 209.99, 210.32. 209.99, 210.32. Nvidia broke below that level. Continues to sell. Continues to sell off. Hits through 2 targets. Meta. Targets. Hit target. AMD. Hit target. TSM. Hit target. Gap down. Sell off. JPM. Hit target. MU. Hit target. Broadcom. Hit target. Robinhood. Hit target. XYZ. Hit target. Lilly. Not really intraday tradable. Disney. There we go. Okay, Disney. Let's see if Disney has some life behind it. Okay, so Disney. Keep a close eye on Disney. Keep a close eye on Disney. This would be okay, make or break type of setup. All right, so go or get stopped out. So no scale out, no interruption. Uber breaks down. Microsoft, okay, breaks below those lows, gets stopped out, then hits 2 targets. Right, so to trade the system, resilience is required. Resilience is the prerequisite. Okay, resilience is a prerequisite. Meta 630 puts for tomorrow. Now over 100%. Bought 71 at 150. Beautiful job, Jimmy, as always. 70% of the chat on the check-in is bearish. 70% of the chat on the check-in is bearish. How we doing, strikers? A lot of you are done. Let me know. We'll have the end of stream poll coming up at 11:30. All right. So for those of you who are red, hopefully we bounce back today. If you took another trade, you were red yesterday, you're red today again. Don't be discouraged. Okay. Don't be discouraged. Don't let that be a reason to continue to trade and make the matters worse. But if you did bounce back from yesterday after being red, tremendous job. For the ones who did secure another green day on the week, beautiful job, guys. Tremendous job. Tomorrow's Friday, ramp down Friday. Okay, so on Fridays we like to ease off the gas, size down, and look to close out the week strong. And now that's 2 weeks down, guys. 2 weeks down in March. Time is flying. 2 weeks in the books. Next week, we have a triple witching on the 20th. We have a week after that, and we have a partial week, and March will be finished. So when April kicks off, April's going to kick off in the middle of the week. It's going to kick off on Wednesday. So it kind of throws things off, but it kicks off on a Wednesday. Okay. IWM starting to break. IW starting to break here. Okay. See if IW can hold below that level. So IW is the first one to break. See if IW can hold below. VIX is starting to fuel up. VIX is trying to work its way back above 27. 27 is a key number. If we expand above 27, that's going to drag us lower below this 667.25 on SPY. IW already off to the races to the downside. IW is trying to wick there. Pink close touches that 15 on IW. I want to see if we can get a full body close below it. Okay. It's a three-way race between SPY, QQQ, and the Dow to the lows. So which alert comes first? It's getting close. It looks like SPY is the closest to those lows. 697.82. No, not 697. 687.30. That's QQQ. Take that back. Here. 667.30. SPY is nowhere near 697. 667.30. IW starting to wick. I want to see that 15-minute candle, how it closes out. So coming into this, guys, this is a double bottom. So what that means is if you're playing this break, that double bottom has to be invalidated. Okay, it needs to be a slice through that level. Expansion above that 27 on the VIX. Down goes gold. Down goes gold on the hourly. Okay, we're starting to see crude pump. See if crude can hold above 95. VIX is starting to wake up. Do we break this level or do we bounce? Put in the chat. Break or bounce? Do we bounce? Okay, or do we break? Okay, do we break into 666.41 or do we bounce back into that 668.13? There it goes. All of them are starting to break. See if they can hold. Beautiful job, Sancho. Close to 2K for Sancho. There goes the Dow. This is primarily led by IW. IW led the way first. Everyone else joined. So small sell-off on small caps first. That dragged everything lower. So now you're going to see a hole below 667.25. And now right below it is that weekly open. Yep, 100%. Back to that weekly open like nothing happened. So without looking at that weekly candle, guys, just visualize, all right? So from Monday to Thursday today, Thursday, 11:13 a.m. Eastern. Okay, so when you close your eyes and visualize, what kind of candle do you see on the weekly? Do you see a bullish engulfing, bearish engulfing? Do you see a hammer? Do you see an inverted hammer? Or do you see something close to doji? All right. Or would you translate the action we've seen this week so far, up until now, in candle terms, okay, in candle terms, what would you classify it as? If we're constantly going away, above, below that weekly open, and we make a gravitation back towards it today. Break EQQ has more room. February lows. All right, leaning towards doji. Continue to like the video, guys. 70 likes. 70 likes. Let's get to 100. 100 is that magic number. 12 o'clock, we'll do that giveaway. 12 o'clock, we'll do the giveaway. If you have any questions, let me know, guys. Any chart requests, let us know as well. I did take 3 trades today. 2 worked in my favor, 1 stopped out. Primarily kept my focus on SPY. There were plenty of opportunities throughout the day. There was ExxonMobil. There was Tesla. There was even QQQ that started to go before SPY. All right, but today we stuck to our bread and butter. SPY. And if you go back, the entry was a little late too, right? So the entry was late and still worked. For the giveaway, all you need to put is your name in the chat. Name in the chat. I'll take care of the rest. We'll spin a wheel. If you win, you send me a DM in the free tier Discord. I'll give you access to our 6-hour day trading getting started day trading options course. Okay, the latest bootcamp recording. Second shift's lows. Uh, 667.31. We're below second shift's lows. Okay, so we want to see a reject off of second shift's lows. All right, but we need to get to 100 likes before we do the giveaway. So before 11:30, all right. If we get to 100 likes, we'll do the giveaway at 12. We can stretch it out till 12. Okay. See if we reclaim that first shift's lows. Push to the upside. Starting to rain. Goes down, may get not even here. If it doesn't go soon, you're going to the downside here. Okay, and puts, okay. Like I just saw that. All right, yeah. Nice fine line in the sand, right? Just teetering right here. If it starts to break down, it goes. If it starts to fuel up, he wants to reach into those highs there. It just depends on where your risk is. If this support can break, that'd be great. All right. Again, we are. The waves are waving, so some sort of flag break. That'd be gorgeous. Flag break on the 1, so something like that. Get that. We'll be back in business. Be back in business. In that case, the VIX stays above 27. That'd be great. On that 15, we have a new 15-minute candle here. New 5-minute candle here, I should say. New 10-minute candle as well. And that current 10, 15, 11, 15 candle is still inside across all the indexes. So that current 15 candle is still inside. So it's still up for grabs. Can you explain what gives you the confidence these past 2 days? To your perspective, what do you see? Strategy. Yeah, if you're in the chat, Sancho, shed some light for those who don't know your strategy too much. All right, there we go, hero. So you get a nice little close. So he continues to push. Okay, crude is out of here. Crude busted through at 95. It's at 96. Okay, crude is out of here, left the station. We went 212 on the 5. See if we can break those lows on the 5. Okay, nice 212. Bear flag on the 1. Get that break. So this was the initial 670.14. Just those shorts are flying very close, right? Still some room, but flying very close to that support territory. Just needs an extra little TLC, right? When you're flying, if you're in shorts near support, just got to monitor it as it develops. See if it has a little more room, at least into those lows down here. 666.92. Just can't seem to create that sustained separation. IW is starting to showing some signs of buyers, although it's inside in the 15. Okay, looks like it wants to reclaim that. Crude is up close to 10% on the day. I'm looking at U.S. oil, ticker U.S. oil. Trend is your friend, EMA 34 under 89.20. No way to buy long. Okay, I'll give you the best strategy. Look to buy Monday, Wednesday, monthly, weekly, daily lows. Look to sell monthly, weekly, daily highs, and stay away from the middle. This requires patience and only trading at those levels. That is very true, right? I like to trade those reactions off of those levels, right? But again, you have to remain patient because it takes time for price to get to those levels. right? So you can't control when those levels do get. One price has interaction with those levels, so best thing to do is set alerts. Set alerts and be alert. So in this case, see if we can grab these lows. Start to push. All right, just kind of ran out of exhaustion there. Couldn't get that break. Flying very close to support. Just kind of ran out of room there. All right, still under that 9 EMA. So anyone who's waiting for 9 EMA, 20 EMA, and the waves on the 5 are there. Patience is the holy grail, 100%. VIX rejecting off of that 27. Stop what IWM puts for 25% happened during my work meeting. Good. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't do TA. I don't have a stop loss. I just see what I think and shoot. It's not because I don't know what I'm doing. It's because market doesn't care. TA specifically because of the volatility. In my opinion, this volatility is here, and I'm here for it. I don't like that it's here, but my liking is not gonna change anything. That's very true. The volatility is there. I've been trading SPY options since August last year. I spent a lot of time reading and correcting my wrongs. That's what the most important part is, guys. So Sancho just didn't wake up and just come to this conclusion and arrive at this place, right? It's going to take time to find what works. And if it works, rinse, repeat, right? Use it. Don't abuse it. Just continue to use it. Continue to refine it. Until proven otherwise. Okay, IWM starting to bounce. Sign a reverse on the 15. Broke above that 15-minute candles high. VIX rejecting out that 27, did push into 27.22, starting to fade. Bitcoin back above 70K. Bitcoin back above 70K. POC. Yeah, waiting for that to come back to POC. Jason, where's POC? I got POC at 670.60. Extended trading hours POC 670.60. I wish my relationship with SPY was the same as with IWM. IWM does move nicely. It's smooth. Very smooth. IW. Okay, nice break there. It goes to target, coming back in. And it's almost past that window. 11:30 is that window. Once 11:30 passes, right, this system works from 9:30, from 9:45 to 11:30. That's your window of operation. Okay, after that, that's it. So you're basically trading from 9:45. Okay, 9:45 to 11:30. Your job is, in that meantime, to allocate risk 1 to 3 times. Define your risk, allocate risk 1 to 3 times, and let the probabilities play out. And use the entry signals as momentum indicators. And between this time, 1 to 3. You don't need to catch 50. You don't need to catch 15. Because there's not going to be that many opportunities available. Okay, so basically 9:45 to 11:30. You can at least get one. So that means if you do that on the high end, if you do it 5 days a week, okay, that's 15 trades a week. On the low end, that's 5 trades. And median is 10. So low end, 5. High end, 15. Median, 10. So something in the middle. Speaking of IW, starting to reject right there once again. All right. So that's what it's great for. All right. During the heart of the volume and the action. IW, see if it has some follower behind it. I had a better relationship with Tesla and switched over. Yeah, Tesla. When Tesla's good, it's really good. When Tesla decides to do its own thing, it can be tough. But Tesla's also a good one. There's ebb and flow in the market. Just ride the wave. Don't be the last one off the boat or you'll sink. I love that right there. All right, don't be the last one off the boat. You will sink. It's like hot potato as well, right? Or as you're playing hot potato with a grenade. Okay. You don't want to be the last one holding it. Feel traps everywhere. On this day, first red day all week. Good. Very smart, very wise, Jason. Keep that red small, guys, if you're getting trapped up. Okay. Tesla, yeah, the Tesla was actually one of the ideas this morning. Tesla already took place, so Tesla puts here on Tesla. So the initial one went to TP right off the open, right at basically, it's very hard to catch that one unless you're prepared. Okay, that one came in right away, hit TP within a minute and 30 seconds or so. Okay, gets back above it, reclaims it back to the downside, falls back below it, and again, takes place. Hits TP again, even hits TP2 and beyond. Right, so now Tesla, it's unless you're trading something else, okay, it doesn't meet the requirement of this particular strategy. Okay, but what you can use is you can use these key levels, these pivots as key levels as well. Not to trade this strategy, but to use it to back something else up. So the way you would trade this is using it to a T. All right, so Tesla already went. Tesla already left the station. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions? We traded Tesla this week. I believe it was on Tuesday or Monday. I did get stopped out on Tesla. Okay, let us know how you did today, guys. Let us know how you did. Again, took my trades during first. Back on the green side. That's the primary objective. It doesn't matter how much you're back on the green. Just get there. All right. It's going to be a tremendous confidence boost for yourself. And tomorrow is Ramp Down Friday. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Again, let's get the likes up. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to like the video if you're done. DFTD. Okay. Type DFTD in the chat. Done for the day. Good morning, seriously, Breezy. Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. We're closing in on 3,620 subs. Let's get there. Beautiful job, Lynn. Okay, we'll run the stream till 12:30. Between 12:30, we'll look to wrap up there. And tomorrow, okay, it's about closing out the week strong, guys. Right, has not been an easy week. What I am finding is we're having very muted reactions to the red folder catalyst. Okay, muted reactions to the red folder catalyst. All right, so we'll continue to monitor the situation, see if that continues to persist going into tomorrow. We do have PCE. That's a big one. PCE is as big as it gets. Outside of the Fed decision, PCE is as big as it gets. That's the Fed's favorite inflation measure. And we have GDP. And then we have JOLTS. Okay? And we have consumer sentiment and preliminary inflation expectations. So tomorrow is as jam-packed as can be. We're sandwiched between catalysts. So what that simply means is we have a catalyst in pre-market. We open up. We have a catalyst intraday within first shift. All right. So the main thing is going into tomorrow, decide right out the gate if you're going to trade before 10 a.m. or after 10 a.m. If you're looking to trade before 10 a.m., if you see a setup that lines up with the things you're looking for, what is that particular setup? All right. There can be some volatility during the first 30 minutes of the day. So prepare for that. And then we'll look to wrap up the week, guys. Okay, another week in the books. That's officially, we've been counting a score here, guys. That's officially 48 days. Okay, 48 days. We're about to hit our 50 days soon. So we're still not halfway through the year. Okay, we're still not halfway through the year. All right. Still a lot of time left on the year, guys. Look at that. Just like that. Nice little bounce. These are the things that are frustrating if you're trying to go short, right? You get caught up in one of these. The EMAs are waving to the downside. Everything's looking good. We're below VWAP. And then you try to go short. But just be mindful of going short at support. Right, you're going to need extra confirmation, especially if you're using zeros or ones. If I have $1,000 to trade, can I realistically make $100 to $200 trading options daily? So let's do the math. Okay. Let's do the math. All right. Again, this is very similar to Excel math. We all know Excel math. Everything makes sense in Excel math. Everyone's a trillionaire in Excel math, but let's do it realistically. Okay. So what is the approach? First of all, you have $1,000. Tony. Okay. Question number one is, do you have a strategy? All right. Question number one is, do we have a strategy? Question number one is, have we traded before? Okay. Question number one is, do we have a plan? Step-by-step plan. A roadmap for us to follow to get to set target. That's question number one. Okay, you have to answer that question. So we'll assume all the answers to that question is yes. You do have a strategy. You know how to trade. Okay. You have that $1,000. You're doing a challenge. So now question number two is, it's really difficult to use 1,000 to make to use 1,000 to make it into income. You can, but I would say if you're in that small account category, your primary objective is to try to grow this. All right. So, what is the way? Okay. The safest way is use 10%. The safest way is use 10% of your account. Okay, that's probably not the answer people want to hear. 10%. That's very conservative. 10% of your account per trade. So that's what? $100 per trade. That's a safe way. Safest way. So that means for you to lose, for you to blow this $1,000, all right, you need to lose 100% of your trades and have 100% loss on those contracts. That's the only way for you to blow up this account. So if you follow this rule to a T, if you're using 10% of your capital to trade $100, right? The only way for you to blow up theoretically, is if you lose 100% of the contracts and lose 10 trades in a row. Right? And if you're a trader, that's not very likely. If you don't know what you're doing, if you don't have the psychological discipline, that can happen because you're taking the risk that's too wide. So now out of this 10%, how much are you comfortable risking? Out of this $100, how much are you comfortable risking? Okay, it's the measure is risk reward. Okay, what are you comfortable risking? Okay, what are you comfortable risking? So what are you willing to lose in pursuit of winning? So in this case, say if we do a 10-10-10 or 10-20, all right. So at 10%, you're risking 10%. It's very conservative. Let me put this other one here. Where's my text box? Yeah, here we go. All right, so now you have $100. Let's say 20%. Let's say 20-20. Okay. 20-20. 20%. 20%. Okay, 20%, 20%. 20% risk. 20% risk, 20% risk, and our reward 20%. All right, cool. So that means it's either you make you either make $20 or you lose $20 in that range. Okay, you either win $20 or lose $20 in that range. So now for you to make money, you're gonna have to have a positive win rate. All right, so that means you're probably gonna have to win 6, okay, out of your 10 trades. Okay, so if we do 20 times 6, that's 120. And if you lose 4, that's 80. Okay, so if you have a 60% win rate with this $100, okay, if you just trade $100, you take 10 trades. So you just take one trade a day for 10 days. After 10 days, you can have upwards of $40 to $60, give or take. Okay, so now just multiply that. So now if you say, hey, you know what? How many trades am I going to take per day? So it's either you increase the quantity of trades you're taking, say if you take 3 trades, or you increase the quantity of the trade you take, or you increase the size. You say, hey, you know what? I'm going to use 20% per contract. Okay. So if you're using 10% per contract, you have a 20/20. Okay, you're going to make around, roughly about 40 to 60 bucks. Okay. Every 10 trades. All right. That's the conservative way, slow and steady, wins the race. That's assuming you're only using 10%. All right. So again, if you can adjust it, you can say I'm going to risk 20%. I'm going to have a reward of 40%. That's up to you. I'm just giving you the bare minimum. Right. But if you go below 60% win rate, if you get below 50% win rate, right, then you will eventually blow up. Right? The quickest way to blow up is if you start taking losses larger than what you're scheduled to lose. So as long as you're following that framework, you can make 40 to 60 bucks every 10 trades, risking 10%. Right? That means now you are 10%. You have to lose 10 trades in a row. You have to lose 10 trades in a row and lose 100% of those trades for you to lose your $1,000. That's conservative. If we say something that's moderate, okay, let's go to moderate. All right. Something moderate, we'll say 20%. So all these are base cases, okay? But the risk is 20%. The reward is base case. So now you're looking to take, okay, $200 per trade. All right, same thing. The only thing that happens now is this doubles. Right? That $200 can be one contract. This can be one contract. This can be two. This just doubles. So now 60% win rate. Right? You out of 10 trades. All right, give or take, you win 6, you lose 4. Right? Then now you can make 80 to 120 bucks per 10 trades. Base case. Okay. Some people like to use the whole thing. All right. That are in the very, very aggressive. So you can adjust. You can adjust it. Say if you're in the very aggressive, super aggressive, which I don't recommend. But again, if you know what you're doing, that's up to you. Use 100%. Let's do it this way. Use 100%. Use 100% of your capital. $1,000. One shot, one kill. Okay. One shot, one kill. Use 100%. You have a 20% risk, minimum 20% reward. Right? That means you're going to make anywhere from 200. Okay. So if we do 20% of that, we have 1,000. Right? Times 6. That's $1,200. Okay, if you win to the upside, and 20%, 1,000 times 20% times 4, $800. It's about $400. $400 to $600 to $600 at a 60% win rate. Okay, that's assuming. Okay, you're following this guideline. That's assuming you're cutting your trade at 20%. That's assuming you're getting a return of 20% or greater. And that's assuming you have a 60% win rate. And then you're using the entire amount of the capital. So now to go back to your question. To make out of that 1,000, to make $100 to $200 a day, right? More than likely, right, you're gonna have to go this aggressive route. But if you're saying, hey, I don't need to make $100 to $200 a day right now. All I want to do is grow this account from 1,000 to 1,200 to 1,300 to 1,500 to $2,000. and then slowly build up to that number, that would be the most feasible way. Because you know why? If you're using this 100% approach, you're one trade away from blowing up. All right, so I want you to see the difference. With this approach, you are one bad trade away from blowing up. With this ultra conservative approach, okay, if you think of it from a spectrum, okay, you are 10 trades away and 100% loss on those 10 trades away from blowing up. So the two extremes, conservative and full out, super aggressive, okay, double or nothing, all right, that kind of approach. So you need to find the sweet spot between those two, right? The sweet spot between those two, okay, is this 20%. 15, 20%, that's a good neighborhood to be in. And the larger your account gets, okay, you start using less percentage of your account. Okay, you can keep everything the same. Okay, 40 to 60 bucks every 10 trades. I know it seems like it's a long time, but again, there's not a lot of capital to work with. So you have to choose what kind of approach you're going to take. So you already assume you have the system already. Now what kind of profile do you want to design? All right, ultra aggressive, moderate, conservative, and of course we have the SAT calculator that can help you make those decisions as well. All right, let me pull up that SAT calculator actually. Okay, we'll tell you what to use, what size to use. Last I checked, it looked like someone might have changed the formula a little bit. So I might have to go back and revisit and fix it, but I'll pull it up and see. Okay, I'll pull up and see. Does that make sense, Tony? So the natural thing is, okay, the less capital you have, the more risk you have to take. The more capital you have, the less risk you take. Because when you have more, you can deploy less. You can deploy less and risk more. Yeah, like with that 1,000, maybe 20 bucks, 30 bucks, 50 bucks, 60 bucks, like that, right? So you lose 30 bucks here, 40 bucks there, you win 60 bucks. You win 45 bucks. Maybe you might have 60, 70 bucks, and you lose 20 bucks. But the main thing is keeping that downside very tight. If you can open yourself up more to the reward, okay, but that's a base case. You can open up yourself more to the reward and even have the approach where, hey, you know what? Stop me out at 20%. And I'm going to let this thing run up 2 to 1. So I have to take profits at 1.5, okay, at 30 or 40%. All right, but the risk has to be capped. The risk has to be capped at all times. The upside, that's up to you. Okay, let me see. I might have to fix it. SAT calculator. There's a couple of things. Someone made some changes. I have another copy I can post. Let me see something first. Let me take a look at it here. Okay. See if I can pull it up. Yeah, here. So some parts of the formula are missing. Okay. So account balance, $1,000 per trade, 100. Okay. Let's see what I think this part is. This part someone took off. Someone took off the profile. All right, but just to give you some idea, I know a lot of you have seen this before, but the fruits of consistency. All right. So just make $10, $20. Okay, if you can make 10 for a quarter, $10, $20, $75, $100, just for a quarter. Okay, you will convince yourself to be able to do it. You don't have to prove it to anyone. All you have to do is prove it to your own brain. And when you've done it before, right, and then when you start scaling up gradually, there's just the emotional ebbs and flows you have to learn to cope with. But it's literally the same thing. So your brain has seen that before. Right? So, unfortunately, I can't change the profile. All right. I'll get that fixed. Because it switches the percentages. Right? But I'll see if I can find another copy. All right, I'll look for another copy and we'll do that exercise together. But that SAT calculator is there for you to utilize. And we're back at VWAP chopping around. Another retrace reject off that level. We continuously gravitate back towards PML. Can't seem to get above it. Okay, let me see if I can find the SAT calculator here, guys. That's a very good point you bring up. Again, in the meantime, smash the like button. We're at 12 o'clock. We're at 100 likes. We'll do the giveaway. Now, how are we doing, strikers? How we doing? It's on the sidelines, but I'd say I was done for the day. Got on 2 calls, 76%. Now I'm even. Good. So I know I said I should stop, but I couldn't ignore my instincts. I felt it pop and happen. Beautiful job. Sancho can't be stopped. $2,000. 60% SPY calls. Right off of that nice little that support. Buyer sellers can get it below it. Yeah, that is a lot of back and forth, guys. So it's going to continue to chop around. Just be careful. Caught some of that pop too. That move, say I want. Now so far I can't secure your foots. Expire tomorrow. Probably going to wheel. Okay, $44, not bad. Small red. Stopping is good. 100%. 100%. SAT calculator. Hold on. Let's see if I can find it. I have it somewhere. SAT calculator. Where did I put it? Okay, there we go. Okay, for some reason I have the same copy. Okay, I'll get that fixed. That'll be available. The link to the free tier Discord, let me provide that for you as well, guys, if you're interested in some of the tools in there. Okay, folks on YouTube, join in there. All right, so this is the link. Free news feed, couple of free resources. Chop. It's officially third shift. Nice bounce off this territory here, those targets. But I do got to say, if we do break that PMH, right, strong resistance, if broken, can turn to strong support. So far, it's very strong. It's like a concrete wall. Again, guys, make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe. I will do the giveaway here shortly. We'll wrap up the stream at 12:30. So far, how's our team doing today, guys? How are we doing today? Okay. About 56% green. Good, good, good. This week, the conditions are not easy. All right, so just try to survive this week, guys. Try to survive. Try to survive. Yes. That gradual drop lower. I can see that. Now, Richie, as we trade in that channel. The only hope or the best bet, I should say, for the bulls is to try to drive price above PMH. Okay? Reestablish control or establish control above PMH. Anytime we come into these lows, there's willing buyers. All right? And then the other side can be activated. Somewhat of a symmetric, very messy symmetrical triangle here. Okay, very messy there. Welcome, main girl 207. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, remember when I mistakenly putting extra 0 ending my account with 100 contracts instead of 10? I blew my account and I had a mental reset. Now I'm up and mental clarity. Okay, I'm glad that you're back. That's just an unfortunate error, right? But I'm glad that you had the resilience to bring yourself back. So maybe put something in place to ensure that the quantity of the contracts, right? You know the exact quantity. Maybe it's automatic. Maybe the quantities are predefined. You can do that as well. It's preset. Okay, again, if you're looking to join the Discord, level up your trading, all right, the link is pinned to the chat. Use the code TRIAL30. All right, there's still a few spots left. 6 spots left on the monthly trial. As we continue to grow our community, okay, we're gonna make it based off of that, all right? We're gonna be based off. We're gonna open up trial spots, and then once the trial spots are taken, you have to wait until the next month. Okay. Do we finally get a break here? Coming into it is resistance, so we have to respect it. All right, but do we finally get a break? For us to get a break above that level, more than likely we need a break below 26 and to continue to push lower. So we've been just ping-ponging between 26 and 27. Just ping-pong. Back and forth. We're getting close, guys. We are at 83 likes. Let's get 100. 100, 100, 100. I'll give it until 12:30. And tomorrow's Free Trade Friday. Tomorrow's Free Trade Friday. So I'll be dropping the link to the delay-free, ad-free stream in the pre-market prep program. All right, we're going to get started at 9 a.m. Eastern. So make sure to tune in at 9 a.m. Eastern to be able to be eligible to join us. Make sure you're in a free tier Discord. All right, we do have a handful of our team members joining us on Google Meets, right? And they get to enjoy the delay-free, ad-free stream. So you can also get a sneak peek of what we do before the market opens, our routine that we go through. Routine does not change. All right, routine does not change. I do the same thing every day, regardless of any kind of conflict, regardless of administration, regardless of whether we're up 10%, we're at all-time highs, we're down 10%, whatever it is, the routine stays the same. All right, so you definitely want to join us for that. That's a great time to also get your ticker request in. Make sure to join us. All right, do we finally break out? We broke out of this symmetrical triangle. Do we have enough to continue to break? Or does it just turn into a nice rejection? Chop, chop, chop. For a second shift high grab, if you're playing second shift high grab, right here. Okay. If you believe in the PML rejection, right there. If you're looking for the break on the other side, once you cross above it. Once we cross above it. Nasty rejection, triple top. 100% NVIDIA calls. NVIDIA running away. NVIDIA, nice push there. Nice reclaim of that daily open. Starting to push to the upside. So 100%, I would assume in this area, turbo, if I were to guess right, you're able to ride it from this area to there. That could be the 100%, or maybe something even earlier. Possibly here. So between here and here. That was probably the 100% run up. Tremendous job. From the very lows, wow. So even more impressive that you saw it through all the way to 100%. Tremendous TP as well. Right? You hit TP, you took TP right at the highs. And look at that, guys. Just a nasty rejection. Look at the time and sale speeding up. Look at the tape. Probably the most aggressive rejection we've seen. Probably the most aggressive rejection we've seen from the standpoint of a flush move. Anyone take that rejection? So what they did here is just trapped these breakouts. This breakout, they drove them all the way here. So even if you took this breakout as it comes into this resistance, that's your room to operate. Right? So they drive that nice little trap and then whoosh, slice right through that. Right? We're ping-ponging between that 26 and 27 on the VIX, and SPY's ping-ponging between this area. Okay, ping pong. Price is the ball. So for us to make a move outside of that, VIX is probably going to have to make a move outside of 26 and 27. Any questions, strikers? Any questions, guys? Any questions? Prime objective today was to get back to the green side. It took three trades to get it done. First trade stopped out. If you're just joining, make sure to rewind and go back. Get caught up with some of the older episodes, guys. All right. Almost took it, but got scared. The puts are the upside. The puts, we just can't seem to get anything above VWAP. Okay, yeah, good. I was gonna say if you got scared of taking the calls, that was good that you got a little scared. So the calls exist on the other side. So VWAP, anything above VWAP is just a peekaboo. We get above VWAP, we give the buyer some confidence, we give the bull some confidence, and then we just drag them back below. If you see how many times we got above VWAP on the Qs, we get above it. We spend 1 or 2 minutes above it, and then not 5 minutes, just a couple of minutes, and then back below it. IWM spent a pretty significant amount of time above it on the last break to the upside. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, about 25 minutes above it, and then whoosh, fell back below it. Same thing as the Dow. Cup and handle possibly forming. NVIDIA. Okay, now we're within that range. See what takes place. Yeah, the W, I can see that. Already seen that on SPX. Let's pull up SPX. Richie, our resident SPX trader. Boom, boom, boom. Yep. Let's jump over to the 5. You can even see it on the 1 as well. Man. So in this case, this would be the forecast. Right? Yeah, I see it, Richie. Same thing as SPX, just bouncing around. You can also use this on SPX as well. Put shockwave real quick. Right, of course, initially get that break, and then of course comes back into it, goes shooter. That was a nice combo. Shooter break, nice price action combination. Slide takes two targets out, comes in there, gets stopped out, comes again, takes 3 targets out. Yeah, see the same thing on SPX. Anything else, strikers? Anything else? Anything else? Red and green boxes, PML. No, PML is 670. So this is actually where PML is. PML is this red box here. Okay, PML and first shift high, second shift highs. This green box is second shift's lows and one of second shift's pivots. Took it off the rejection. Beautiful job, Cowboy. That was a nice rejection. All right, so the moves are whipsaw. It goes for some time, and then it goes the other way. And then it goes for some time, and it goes the other way. Zigzag, zig. Zigzag, zig. "14 minutes, guys, for the giveaway. Let's get 100 likes. See how many likes we're at. "11 likes away, 13 minutes. All right, so now do we have enough fuel? Do we have enough fuel to finally go? Again, thesis holds up. 26 breakdown continuation. That gives us a chance for that breakout. Coming into it as resistance. Coming into it as resistance first. See if we can at least hold above VWAP. We do have a massive sell block on the 5 to the left of us. So we're going to dodge that sell block, top part of that sell block there. What's moving here? ExxonMobil is out of here. Palantir up 1.9. Tesla down 2%. Hood down 3%. XYZ down 5. Lilly down 2.3. United Health down 2.07. Disney down 1.6. CMG down 2.87. BA down 3.5. Uber down 2.71. Microsoft down 0.17. Starbucks down 0.83. Intel down 4.42. This percent. Baba down 1.52%. MSTR down 1.94. Coin down 1.6. BMNR down 1.85. APP down 0.5. SoFi down 3.72%. Oracle down 0.33. CRCR up 1.3. CRWV up 1.02. Let's go to our usual suspects. Netflix down 0.74. ExxonMobil up 2.18. Walmart up 1%. Apple down 2%. Google down 1.71%. Palantir, we said that, up 1.94. Tesla down 2.09. Amazon down 1.91. Nvidia down 0.79. Meta down 2.15. AMD down 2.55. TSM down 3.91%. JPM down 1.97. MU down 3.31. Broadcom, AVGO down 1.29, and Hood down 3.5. So all that flow we saw going into the semiconductors is starting to leak out and get back out. If we take a look at the sectors, XLE's in the lead. XLE's up 2.14. XLU right behind that, 1.73. XLP up 0.2%. XLB 0.42. XLC is down 1.1. SMH, biggest loser, down 2.52%. Right behind that is XLY, XLI, and XLV. So we're seeing a rotation out of SMH into out of the semis, okay, into energy, utilities, and staples, and a little bit of materials. That's what we got so far. Breakout or another rejection. Okay, that's going to be where the next move is going to be tied to. Breakout or another rejection. Put in the chat. Look at the time on sale starting to speed up. Let's see what our neighbors are doing. Okay, we're above VWAP. Index are pushing higher. We need to crack below 26. So you can crack below 26. Okay, get that continued acceleration. See, we get a nice hold and close above it for that continued break. We need to hold above 670.53, 55. Daily open is right there at 671.15. Okay, IWM just went green on the day. The Dow just went green on the day. So the laggard is the QQQ. So pay attention to what's going on here. What's moving as it's doing this. And go back and see what took place when this happened, what took place when this happened, and what took place when this happened. Okay. If we can get above 671.15, we'll be good to go. We'll reclaim that daily. And 3 of the 4 indexes will be on the green side. Let's see if we flip that daily open. Okay. Hold above it, that'd be great. So even that move from 670.50 to 671.15, that's a scalpable move. Okay, this is more than as a scalp. About 60 cents there. So now what the bulls need to do is protect it above this level. Don't let it get back below it. If it gets back below it, right, that can be prime for a trap. Okay, so they need to use that strong resistance as support. There's their chance. Okay, if that doesn't take place, okay, then what happens is we get back into this trading range. We get back into this trading range, and then the VIX tries to get back into that 26, 27 range. So this is the time. Last line in the sand is VWAP 669.47. Last line in the sand is VWAP 669.47. Does it hold or do we fold? Rejection. We got BO, breakout. Okay, if you're just jumping in, make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe. 9 likes away, 6 minutes away from conclusion of the stream. Strikers, we're going to continue to do this. We're going to continue to. I'll continue to leave my screens up for you guys to see. I'll jump over to the 5 minutes so we can fit more things on the screen, and then they give up that level. So last line of defense is VWAP. Okay, they give that up. Okay, then we get back into the range, back into this range, and the VIX gets back above, back at that 26, 27. All right. So scalpable break, no follow through behind it, and you can see what the VIX is doing, back in that range. Does VWAP hold or does VWAP fold? Qs fell below VWAP. So Qs are what's really dragging us here. Qs are what had the strength this morning, and the Dow was the laggard, and now it's the opposite. Qs are the laggard, the Dow is the leader. Okay, and now you can see the VIX back in this range. Ping pong. SPY peaked above it. Okay. And then now dragged all those buyers above daily open back into the floor. So we can see second shift high grab. We come to second shift highs. Get a rejection off that monthly, quarterly 50% retrace, monthly downside target. No buyer step in here for that bounce. We sliced right through that PML. And now we're back to where we started. During this particular shift here. Okay. See if this thing goes to the floor. So session high grabs, session low grabs are the best setups when we're not expanding. Grab a highs, grab a lows. Grab a highs, grab a lows. Any questions before we wrap up, guys? We're looking to wrap up here at 12:30. As always, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like the video on your way out. Strikers, I'll keep the screens going. Our primary objective met. Hopefully everyone found value. Tomorrow's Free Trade Friday. So again, come prepared tomorrow. Capitalize off the delay for ad-free stream and the game plan stream as well. That's all available in the free tier Discord. All available there. And tomorrow we do have some major catalysts. We do have some major catalysts. We do have some major catalysts on watch in pre-market and during first shift. Right. On top of that, the accumulation of the catalysts from this week. We had a muted reaction to CPI. We had a muted reaction to the unemployment claims. Right. And then now the accumulation of all those catalysts on top of the catalysts tomorrow, PCE, right? Consumer sentiment numbers. Okay, we can expect some wild action. We're going to expect some wild action going to tomorrow. All right, so be prepared. Be careful trading this range. All right, if it's range bound, look for grab a highs, grab a lows until proven otherwise. Look at the 26 and 27 on the VIX. We took 3 trades today. 2 of the 3 worked in our favor. Okay. Let's draw those green and red boxes and tell us, okay, so what makes me draw these boxes of key zones is, right, whenever my key levels converge. All right, so I have a way of doing key levels. You find a blank space, and that will be the last thing we'll discuss. All right, so SAT key levels are based on levels where price has made decisive moves. All right, so I have key levels. I don't get to decide what the key levels are. Price decides what the key levels are. The more I can rule myself out of the equation, the better. All right. Keep in mind, we are subjective. As human beings, we're always going to be subjective. Sometimes we see things that are not there. So when it comes to the levels, we need to have something that's objectively true. So SAT key levels, okay, objectively true. So now we have when two key levels converge, we have something called key zones. Okay, when those two key levels converge, we have key zones, SAT key zones. All right, so what that means is more than likely we're going to have price is going to move wherever it is. It's always going to move. There's never going to be a moment where it's not going to move. Market is open, it's going to move. But the likelihood of us having an outsized move in this territory is greater than anywhere else. Okay? Again, that means if we're coming to resistance, all right, we come into it, we get some sort of shooter, we get some sort of price action combination, we start pushing to the downside, there's a good chance this could lead to an outsized reaction in comparison to anywhere else. If it's support, same thing. If it's a trap, like we saw earlier, okay, there was a shift high grab. Okay, we grab shift highs. Okay, that's a different framework, but again, we grab those shift highs, we don't hold, there's no retest, we fall back under it. Okay, so simply put, key levels are where areas on the chart where more than one SAT key zones or more than one SAT key levels converge. And those are areas on the chart where we can have outsized reaction in relation to anywhere else on the chart. Okay. So that's where I draw those levels there. That's why I draw those key zones. So in this is basically this zone is based off this first second shift lows, and this pivot there. Reason being because we're equating this range. Okay, we're equating this range to the range we're seeing on VIX. So in this case, we want to see a grab of these lows. We want to peek under it. And then reclaim it. Get back in the range. So in this case, we want to see the VIX pop. Maybe get a nice little pop when we're in this area. Get a pop above 27. Peak above 27. Recoil back in. Okay, we recoil back to this range. Reclaim. Okay, so let me know if that answers your question. Seriously breezy. Okay. Any other questions, strikers? Let me know. Any questions? If not, guys, we'll wrap it up here. If you're interested in joining our community, go to smartactiontrade.com, smartactiontrade.com. Okay, there's a few spots left on the trial. Take advantage of the trial. All right, you get access to all the features of our community: delay-free, ad-free stream, pre-market prep stream, pre-market game plan, educational library, of course, extended stream all the way throughout the rest of the day, right? So again, I just leave the screens on. You can continue to communicate with one another. That's gonna be the next thing for our community. Take the next step, guys. Continue to share ideas amongst one another. Continue to share what you're looking at. All right, all the insights to make our community as strong as possible. You have access to all the resources, expanded library, supportive community, day trades, swing trades, automated key levels, automated technicals, watch list, 24/7 stock market newsfeed, ebook, 2,000 plus hours of live trading material and webinars. Okay, all for $50 a month. Use the code TRIAL30. You get to join the Apex plan. If you're looking to level up on the yearly, one payment, 12-month access, 4 months free. All right, coaching call, boot camp, all within your reach. All right, so everything is available on our site. Tomorrow is Free Trade Friday. Join the Free Tier Discord. The link is in the chat Okay, scroll up, find that link, jump in there. I will share the Google Meets link, in there simultaneously when I share the link with our Striker Apex members. All right, so be on the lookout here. Okay. On that note, guys, let me know if you have any questions. Okay, for my strikers, I'll keep the charts on. I'll keep them rolling. I'll just put on a higher time frame. I'll jump over to the 5 so you can get a better picture. All right. You can get a better picture here. All right. I will be away from my desk, so again, I will be active in the chat. If you have any questions, shoot me a question there. But I'm done for the day, okay? So prime objective is get back on the green side, get back on the horse, look for the opportunity. That's exactly what we did. Okay, so they actually gave us a lot of opportunities today. All right, surprisingly, we did get a lot of opportunities, a lot of chances today. Okay, any questions? If not, guys, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you found value. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit the like button tomorrow. Free Trade Friday. Join us for that. Make sure to join the community. Take advantage of the March special. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay safe, and God bless each one of you.